Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Su.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about how you can validate your business idea for under $100. So when I look at validating your business idea, I always like to go back to the example of Tim Ferriss and how he validated the 4-hour work week before it became a bestseller. And what he basically did was he spent $50 on Google AdWords just to test out the click-through rates for, different titles that he had, and then, also engagement rates too. So he basically, validated the book by using Google AdWords initially. And you can also do the same thing with Facebook ads too. And with Facebook, you can also see how people are commenting and, are people sharing it or not. And you can, at least get some initial ideas on whether it's really going to work or not. And I think also using a tool like Google Surveys or, a tool like Servata will allow you to go out there, ask a specific question, and you can have a ton of different people answering. I think you'd pay, you can start paying, $25, $50, $75 just to see what people are saying and, what the response rate looks like.
So the other thing too is if you're trying to validate your business idea for under $100, the simple thing I like doing is I go and post an ad on Craigslist. I know this sounds crazy, right? You go on Craigslist, you post an ad saying, looking to help XY people. If you're selling something and losing weight, talk about losing weight. If you're looking to help people improve their search engine traffic, talk about that. If you're trying to sell a better TV, just talk about looking to help you fine tune your picture on your TV or whatever, bring better television to you or whatever, just need help, right? And talk to people, see what they have to say, pick up the phone. And the reason I like picking up the phone and talking to people is when you talk to someone, you can gauge their reaction based on the pauses, what they're saying, what they're not saying, and then dig deeper. When you just start looking at pure data, like throwing up a Google AdWords, see clicks, what they prefer, what they don't prefer, there's a lot of people who are in between who may have not done anything, or they did something because, it was the best out of the two options that they see, but they preferred a third one, right? And you won't get that unless you talk to people. So make sure you talk and survey people. I ideally like even going a step further and doing this in person, because when they're in person, you can actually see the facial reactions. Or if you can't do in person, just do it over Skype and do video. And it's really useful to see what people end up thinking. And then you can keep prying further to get the best responses.
Yeah, and if you're selling a consumer product, you can do this. I definitely agree with the in-person thing, but if it's a consumer product, you might even just decide one day to go out to the mall or go out to a coffee shop. So I remember there's one idea I was trying to validate in the past, and I was just eating lunch, and I was just talking with my friend. I was like, okay, well, how are we going to validate this? And I just literally ended up walking around the mall asking people what they thought about things. And people will give you their time. You just can't take up too much of it. It can't be super annoying, but people will give you the time of the day. And that's one way to do it. And then also looking at Reddit, forums out there like Reddit. You can go to the entrepreneur section, or you can go to the startup section, or whatever other subreddit is relevant to what you're trying to do, and ask people out there. Oftentimes people in Reddit, you think people are going to troll you, but in some of these subreddits, people are actually really helpful, and there's some really great people in there that are willing to go the distance for you. Quora would be another place. You can ask, you can see if people have asked a question related to your business idea, or you can ask that specific question and see what people say. I mean, with Quora, I remember a couple months ago, somebody was writing about how they're 25 years old and they're failing in life, they're struggling, they didn't know what to do. And this was Sunday or Saturday at like 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. my time, and I was about to go to bed, and I spent the next 2 to 3 hours writing a post just for this guy. And I don't even know why I did it. I just did it. So you can get that to actually happen on Quora or other forums like Reddit.
And if you're going to create a company or a business, you want something that actually thrives and succeeds, right? Well, of course you do. So why not go to the Inc. 5000 list? This breaks down the top 5,000 fastest growing companies in all different types of industries, B2B, B2C, advertising, e-commerce, real estate, marketing, like you name it, they pretty much have every industry in there, right? Medical, like you pick it, it's in there. Go look at those companies and see what they're doing. Because not only do they have traction, they have really good revenue traction, like it's high, and they release the numbers each year. So you can see what the companies were doing that year, 3 years prior. You can see their growth rate, how many employees they have, etc. Look for companies in the space that your idea is in and look at their products and services. That should give you some validation. If these guys are doing something really similar, you know there's a market for it. If there's no one doing anything like you, well, go look at problems that they're solving. If they're trying to solve similar problems, but your solution is just different, easier, more affordable, quicker results, etc., it should end up working, right? And that's the magic rule. Businesses change over time, but a lot of the problems that people are solving is similar. They're just better solutions, right? People always have the same problems that they did years ago. Sure, new ones pop up, but for example, a problem could be I'm overweight and I want to lose weight. That's a hypothetical problem. That problem's existed 20, 30, 40 years ago as well, right? It's just the solutions have changed from ClassPass to working out, personal trainers, gym, treadmills at home, whatever, Fitbit, right? You can go and look at the problems that these companies are solving. And if they're making a lot of revenue, but your solution in generally is cheaper, easier to use, and provides results quicker, typically your business will work.
All right. Inc. 5000 is great. I think there's some other sites that I can add. I mean, obviously, these are basic, but adding to the list again, Amazon would be good to look at, again, if you're doing consumer products. eBay would be good too. And then also taking a look at other websites too. You can look at Inc. 5000, but if you want further validation, you can always take a look at Flippa, or you can take a look at FE International to see what kind of online businesses are being sold. Just keep in mind that oftentimes the really good online businesses are not going to be listed for sale here, but it's just another spot for you to do your due diligence on your business idea. Neil, is there anything to add before we hop off?
Yeah, look at your market too, because if your market is too small, then it's going to be hard to do well. Like if it's really too nichey, you can use Google Trends to see how big your niche is. You can just type in keywords related to your space, and if it doesn't even show up in the graph, that means it's so small that no one's searching for that kind of stuff. So you can use that in addition to like the stuff Eric mentioned, like with Amazon and stuff like that. You can also use Quora to see if people are typing in problems related to one you're solving. If there's a lot of questions around it and responses, then you know that you're in a pretty decent market. But make sure you're picking a market that is a niche, but isn't too small where when you type it into Google Trends, there's no one searching for anything related to your niche. And you can also use keywords within that space or your space to use use keywordtool.io or keyword Google Suggests or the keyword planner to figure out search volume, and that should also give you some insights on how many people are facing this issue out there.
All right, that's it for this episode of Marketing School. We'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.